welcome back to Heard You Like It Raw. I'm your host, Nicolina, diving deep into the raw truths of life and telling it how it is. How are my little gotties doing today? Hope you all are thriving. Thank you so much for tuning in and for showing up for yourself today and every day. It is such a blessing to be waking up on this earth every day and such a blessing to be here connecting with you all. So, yeah, hope you all are fucking thriving and killing it. 2024, who the fuck feels old as shit? Okay. I was born in 98, and yes, I know I'm at the end of it, but all millennials like to discredit me. They're like, oh, you're like basically a 2000 baby. I'm not. I'm not. I'm on the other end of it because I had older siblings. So that's the way I like to think it. If you're like a late 90s baby and you have older siblings, you're more millennial out of this weird couple years that we are because we are just like this forbidden, not forbidden, but just like forgotten little couple years. Anyways, any fucking ways. God, my brain, my ADHD brain. I know everybody fucking feels me. So today's episode is going to be about our friendships and the kind of love languages we have in our friendships and learning those and everything like that. Everything in fucking between, specifically the girl friendships, because those for me have, and it's been a really big topic lately. My Platonic lifestyle has been huge for me, and I've been reflecting a lot on where I'm at and what kind of relationships in that way that I want. I am super fucking single right now, so I have been learning like one of my love languages is physical touch. I love that shit. I need that shit. I am even anybody as a human, like you need hugs. A fun fact that loved my entire life has been like if you hug someone for 20 seconds, it can relieve like days worth of stress, which is why I love to cuddle. It's always so nice and so fueling for the soul and for our bodies, and it helps us release energy and release tension and all of that. And then, all the other fun physical touch shit. So I've been super fucking single. So I'm like, okay, where can I get me cuddles? Where can I get me this physical touch, And I realized that I have never really been super physically like intimate with my friendships. And I was just talking to a friend earlier about how we we as like a society in America, like it's pretty fucking foreign. Like if you see like two dudes with their arm around each other, like in a friend group or something like that. Like everyone's like weirded off, or like if you see a guy and a girl hugging or something, oh, they're immediately fucking, and it's like that's not how what it's like in like other cultures at all, and or just really fucking I don't know, just said not anywhere around me apparently, and like I like to be, physically intimate. I love love. I love all that stuff. I think you can be physically intimate with people not on a sexual level at all. So and I know a lot of people and their friendships, they cuddle, they platonically cuddle. And I think for me, that's always just been like a weird boundary for some reason. And so I've been like digging in that shit and I'm like, what's what's going on here? And then reflecting on all the friendships I've had in the past. And I've had a lot of introverted friends and friends that hate physical touch. Like they're like, don't hug me, don't touch me, don't whatever. And I realized too that like I'm the one in my family that's like that. There's always like one sibling that's like, ew, get off me. And that's like pretty much me in my family. So it's funny how, oh, you get what you give. See, we're learning as we're doing it. I'm literally growing through it as recording this. Like literally you get what you give. Yeah, so I'm learning to ask for that platonically, which feels super fucking weird, not gonna lie. Like being like, hey friend, can you big spoon me for like 45 minutes or something and maybe play with my hair? I think I've just only been intimate like that in like romantic relationships, and it's something that I am learning is more normal. And maybe I've just had fucked up friendships or something. Maybe I don't even fucking know, you know? I think that's like a boundary and things we have to learn, especially when, if you're not hitting it right in the dating realm. We as humans need our physical touch needs met. We need those fucking things met, no matter what. Everybody needs a goddamn hug. Everybody needs to be held every once in a while. I don't care who you are, what you look like, or anything like that. That's just fact. Are you a human being? Cool. You need that shit. And for a lot of people too, there's been like traumatizing stuff too that a lot of people go through where that becomes a boundary, and then that causes all those layers, and also generational things, like if you're raised in families that aren't like super intimate on a physical touch level, like that's just a boundary for you. Then you're like weirded out, and then you're like, ah. And also too, so many people just think you're like trying to fuck them if you're just giving them a hug, or if you wanted to like cuddle them or have them play with your hair or give you a massage or something like that. We need to normalize that shit, and especially in our platonic relationships, because it's like it should be completely normal. It should be a bunch of love. Spread the fucking love. Am I right? Am I absolutely fucking right? I didn't really mean to rant about physical touch. I meant to dive into my friendships, but that just came from me intuitively. So we let that shit ride. But flowing into now our friendships, and I've had a lot of different friend groups throughout the years, and I'm at a point in my life where I'm really defining what that looks like. I've had a lot of friends that have been around for a long time, a lot of ones that have been around for a short amount of times, and I'm a big believer in people are only meant to be in your life for that certain amount of time. Like the ones that go, the ones that come and go, it's just that was it. That was just like their time, and it's okay. And they were there for you for that chapter of your life, and that was all you needed them for, and it's just like it's not like I don't need you now, but it's just kind of like I don't, and so I think like a lot of people struggle with those things. But anyway, so we have like all of our friendships throughout the years, and all the ones that stay and the ones that go, and all of them look different. And lately I've been really reflecting on that, um and where I'm getting my needs met in all relationships in my life, and how I can give them more love and make them feel more appreciated on that level. Because if you're hitting a dead end somewhere, you should probably turn around. You should probably go another way or something like that. So that's why I see that, where if you're hitting a dead end in your dating relationships, maybe you should focus a little more love on your platonic relationships, because those can really fucking fill your cup. Our friends are huge. It's what truly connects to like our deep human nature of community and feeling safe and secure and all of that. It's just fucking rad. And so part of my inspiration for this was I met these two lovely women who have came into my life in like September when I moved out here. Um and it was crazy because obviously I'm an energy bitch, and I do all my affirmations and my gratitude and all my things and all my meditations and my yoga and my rituals and all that jazz. And I follow the fucking full moon and shit like that. So, with that, and with the energy and the way laws of attraction work and manifestation, and I literally manifested these two people, and I love them already so much. And it's nice because it's all the things that I wanted. And I didn't manifest them specifically, but like I really wanted a friendship like this to come into my life where I really felt heard and seen, and trust, like just this natural trust, this natural support of people. Because I think for me, especially in female friendships, I deeply struggled. I deeply, 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 deeply struggled, and was deeply fucking bullied, like by so many females my entire life. And it's been hard for me to connect in that way, and that's why I've always had, like, just big guy friend groups. Like, my guy friend groups show up bigger in my past than my girlfriend groups. I've always had more individual, like, one-on-one friendships with girls, females, women, beautiful women, amazing women, because women are the best thing ever. And I've just had more, like, one-on-one, but never, like, girl groups, and It's just funny, like the juxtaposition of that too. And like, I think for me, I always felt in some way, shape, or form like kind of attacked. That's why it was easier for me to hang out with the guy friend groups because they weren't caring about I was gonna say the physical things, but then I'm like that most men always want to go fuck the girlfriends, but but I meant like on like the girl way, I don't know, it's different things. We're not talking about makeup or anything. We're just talking about life and just having fun, and it's just like a different vibe. And I have those friendships now, but I'm thinking like way back. I'm thinking like my high school girlfriend groups, like they were really petty and really mean and like I just got bullied a lot. Like I was describing to my one friend that I met out here that I'm super grateful for. I was talking to her about how like my like best friends in high school would be so fucking mean to me, and like I didn't know it at the time. Obviously, this is like now almost fucking 10 years ago. Gross at the thought of that, but like I didn't know, I didn't realize, I thought, because also too, we accept the love we think we deserve. So I think back to my reality then, like, and my ways of thinking and my truths were just, I was accepting that. I was accepting that behavior, and I thought that's what like your bestest friends did. And then years later, specifically, okay, so specifically, like I had these two friends in high school, and they were my best. Well, actually, I had a whole girlfriend group in high school. It was four of us that would hang out all the time. It was me and my best friend, and then her older sister and her older sister's best friend. And the four of us would hang out all the time. And I'm not saying that they were always like this. They loved me. I am grateful for them for being in that chapter of my life. And they taught me so much. And I had the bestest times of my life with those people still to this day. Still to this day, top fucking funnest times. Those were always down ass bitches and crazy ass bitches, and it was fucking rad. So that kudo, like amazing for that, grateful for that. But when we were like in high school and shit, like I specifically my best friend, like she was so mean, and I look back, I'm like, oh my god, she literally like we would be with other girls in our grade or something, and we would be talking about how like, oh, we do makeup, or oh yeah, like they would just be like doing their makeup and talking about how long it takes them or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of why I don't really give a fuck, and I just walk out the door. I think it takes too much time sometimes. I also too am like a girl that can get ready and like completely shower, do do a literal everything shower and be ready in like 15 minutes if I really need to be. I don't take my sweet ass time. I'm learning to, because it's an art, and that's more feminine way to take your time and stuff and just appreciate the makeup and the beauty that you're creating and everything. So I'm learning to love that. But I also was raised by my dad, so I didn't give a fuck about that shit and always had guy friends. So whatever. But I would just be like, oh, I just leave. Yeah, that's what I do. I just leave. I don't really give a fuck, because like who cares? Just go out of your house. You don't need to put makeup on every time you leave. And they would be like, well, fuck you, Nicolina. That's just because you have fucking perfect skin and you can fucking do that and blah 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 blah. And like they would just attack me, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm like literally just trying to relate. Literally just trying to do the normal human friend thing where like I chime into a conversation rather than just sit there in fucking silence. Like, the fuck? The fuck? And shit like that would happen all the fucking time. All the fucking time. And that's just like one of the smallest fucking examples, but literally bitches be barking at me for no reason. Like for no fucking reason. So I was telling my friend about this because I'm like, oh my god, I love you. You're amazing. You're a down ass bitch. This is super cool. This is great. And I've been reflecting lately on like how much I value certain aspects of this relationship versus ones I've had previously, and how much I've grown, and the boundaries and the self-worth that has developed from me, and how when you do those things, the right people come to you, and the people that are truly meant for you come to you. So I'm always a big believer in people I meet is never a coincidence. I don't fucking believe in coincidences. That's just not a thing in my book. You can go believe that, but I don't believe in it. And yeah, so like and how much it shows up outwardly when you do that work inwardly, and it just proves it by like the people that you attract and stuff. So that's why, like, for a point in my life where this was kind of like after my breakup in 2020, from then for like the next couple years, I was really on like a deep healing spiritual journey growth, like just trying to do the work. I was like, I'm so sick of this shit and this piece of shit and this all this bullshit and all this more shit and the fucking shit and then whatever and just mental health and all those. I was over it. I was like, okay, I felt enough. All right, fucking done. So I was on a deep fucking doing that shit, learning so fast, doing all the things so fast, doing every single thing I could possibly to grow and release and fucking let that shit out of my life and create a new reality for myself and attract new things and attract better things into my life. And it's just when I did all of that, something one of my mentors told me was that you're gonna watch when you start doing this stuff and you start working on yourself for your highest good, for your highest self, for your truth, what is meant for you truly, you're gonna watch those people drop like flies. You're gonna watch them drop like motherfucking flies. And that's exactly kind of what happened throughout all my relationships in college, you know? And just really valuing, those new people that come into your life because they are always here to teach you something. I don't believe in coincidences, so I always believe that we're meeting the right people at the right time for us. And I really believe that like I've met them at the right time and these two women are incredible and we have very like-minded mindsets, very like-minded and just very liking the same shit is fucking awesome and it's empowering. And I haven't felt this way in like female friendships in like, well, as like a group, as like a more than just one-on-one, because my one-on-one relationships are chef's kiss, chef's motherfucking kiss. Those girls that are in my life those women, beautiful, incredible women that will be in my life for a very long time, like those, oh my god, I absolutely fucking love those. But these ones here, because also too, here's my thing, I move around a lot. I love to travel. I love to do this shit. I am all the way across the country from all of my besties. And my one on one girl besties friendships that I super, super value, they're just far away. I just don't see them as often. So I also need ones that are present here, you know? So having this kind of connection and them also be in the same city as me is super fucking rad. And I just am super fucking grateful for that because I was lacking in that category, like physically. I needed, when I moved out here in September, I needed the kind of support, and with that, I'm also learning how to be platonic in it and like learning to get my, not get, but learning to give and receive the proper love languages in a platonic relationship because again, I had some pretty fucked up ones that like pretty fucked up friendships that really destroyed me. And so I think that's something that we, obviously value. Obviously, I value friendships, of course. Duh. They're the best. Friends are the best. And we all know too that friendship breakups hurt way more than a real breakup just because it's just a different kind of love and having that support is something that everybody needs. And so meeting these people, and a lot of the ways I've been reflecting on it lately because again, my romance life is not the best. It's just a little baking because we're making ways for other shit and for me to focus on these really extremely valuable relationships I have right now and growing with these people and growing with the people that are far away and in other states from me and shit like that. But it just reflects on like to for me what I accept and what I don't accept and all of my previous relationships that like really truly traumatized me, the friendship trauma, like it, well, I could go back, right? So like for me, I always had just like that one on one, and I always struggled in groups because I always felt like I was left out. I was, and like that's definitely, an internal thing for sure, for fucking sure. Your perception of me is a reflection of you. Because for me, I was raised by my dad, and like things specifically in middle school at that time where you're, getting your period, learning about makeup, putting on perfume, fucking all that shit like that. Like I was learning that from my friends who had already learned it from their moms or something like that, right? And I just didn't know how to do that shit, and I always just felt weird and insecure and stuff. And then also they would be mean because I had good skin. I was blessed with good skin, and then everybody was breaking out and I wasn't, and then they would all be mean to me and be like, "Fuck you, Nicolina." And I'm like, "I'm sorry." I just I'm sorry. And so yeah, I didn't know how to tap into that part of myself and connect with them. And so a lot of it too, I like dimmed my light so others could shine. And that was something that fucked me up for a long time. So finding friendships that you both shine in, that's hot. That's fucking hot. That's dope. That's raw. That's real. That's fucking amazing. And yeah, yeah, even still to this fucking day too, about the makeup thing, still to this day. Like I just started using an eyebrow pencil. I just started using like a beauty blender. I don't know how to curl my hair. I do, but I just say I don't just because I like when people curl my hair. It's the truth. It just is. I feel like it makes me feel pampered, makes me feel prettier than when I do it, you know? And really valued those friendships that did do those things for me and that do those things for me. Like my friend Marley, she still curls my hair often, and I'm like, I fucking love you for this shit. You have no idea how much I value this. I'm a big acts of service person and physical touch, so that is the best of both worlds for me. So it's fucking amazing. And I had like I really valued that aspect of a lot of my friendships, and I've also too, because they knew this about me, they would like gift me a lot of makeup and like hair things. So like, here, I know you don't have this. Here, I don't want this. I know you have nothing like makeup wise, and I'm like, oh my god, thank you. So I still like have all the makeup. I like basically all the same exact fucking makeup that people give me, which is so funny. I haven't really had to buy much, so shout out for that though. Thank you for that, but not thank you for the trauma of it all, because many amazing women have taught me so many lessons my entire life, specifically in my friendships, the people that have really, touched my soul. We have so many different versions of friendships. There's so many different layers and there's so many different things, especially as you're growing in your life and experiencing different changes, and people show up for different things and people come and go. And I always think about, like for me, I had, like the big one where like that friendship breakup is one that stings at the thought, but I send so much love to them and hope that they're like absolutely fucking thriving, and my voice like cracks a little when I talk about it, but that one like was the big one, like the one who really was your fucking rock, your twin, your ride or die, your fucking wow. Like you guys grew together, you really grew up together. And this one was 2 years older than me. I'm going to go through all my different friendships. This one was 2 years older than me, and she was everything to me. She is the reason I am the woman I am today. She has had such a huge influence on my life, and I will always be so fucking grateful for it. And this was the one that really is like family. That is your fucking sister, will tell you the shit, the realest of the real, And she really was an older sister to me, because when my parents had split up when I was in third grade, my sisters, we have different dads, my sisters moved in with their dads, and I moved in with my dad by myself. And I just didn't have that in the same town anymore. They lived however far away they did. So this woman to me ended up like re-stepping into that older sister role, and we cheered together. And then she went off to high school when I was in middle school, and then in high school everyone was like, oh my god, you guys are like twins, and I was like, oh my god, look at us. And then boom, amazing fucking friendship, absolutely incredible. She taught me real womanhood and all and everything that encompasses. Our peak bestiness happened when she left for college, and it's like when we really, 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 really started getting close. And she always helped me with things like dumb, stupid teenage things when we were young, and being like, dude, I'd be like, help, I don't know what to do for this. And she'd be like, do this. And I'm like, oh my God, you're the freaking best. But when she went to college, I was in a toxic relationship, and she would come home and visit, and she would just pick me up almost every single night, and we would go for drives and talk about my fucking shitty relationship. And she was always there for me and always just showed up. Like, literally, I would text her and she would pull up within like 10 minutes. I'm like, that's that's pure love right there. That is pure love. Like, oh my God, that is everything. And yeah, we would just dream about, like, future us fucking kicking it and everything, and it was so wholesome. And then I would go visit her in college, and then when I got to college, my dad moved out to Arizona, and her and I would go visit, and she had family out there, and her whole fucking family would be, like, so tight-knit and shit. And it was just the first time I had that kind of dynamic too, where, like, all of our families came together since I was, like, a young child. And so I was like, "Oh my God, you're fulfilling all the needs," and, like, she was absolutely everything. We were like inseparable. We talked all the time and stuff, but that's where I learned so much peace in people being there in your life for exactly the time that you needed. We needed to go our separate ways. And I see that for me, like, I needed to, in a way, learn to be on my own. I was so codependent on this relationship, but it was so beautiful. It was everything I needed. I needed to lean on her in times and learn from her. Like, I look back, I learned so much from her family. They took me in and they taught me so much. And, like, we also had the funnest of fucking times. We were two hot bitches that both had long black hair. It was incredible. It was like a dynamic. Like, watch the fuck out. And then she chopped it all off, and I was like, we're disconnected. Oh my God, it was so funny. But yeah, like, those fucking friendships are like super fucking rad. Maybe you have your bestie, like, I am you, you are me. But that's okay, because you can go your separate ways and everything's fine, and there's still so much love there. And I know that if I reached out, it would be totally fine. And I know that, like, anything like that, like, we still say happy birthday, happy holidays, like, stuff like that. You have those friendships. And then you have the ones that are like super toxic and that you learn a lot from in a different way, not in a positive. You learn a lot about, and it's just you learn a lot. It's like a fuck around, find out kind of thing. Okay, my high school bestie, I had a couple high school besties, but my one, like the inseparables, exactly the one that I'm talking about. All those girls when you were younger that have, one has blonde hair and blue eyes, the other one has brown hair and brown eyes, and they are just inseparable. They're the yin and the yang kind of besties. Like, she was also my everything in a different way. Like, her and I literally were like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, we're the same exact person. We would hang out all the time, do all the stupid shit and everything, because we were in the same grade. So that's why the other one, she was always out at college and shit. But so this one, like, we really became super fucking inseparable. She knew everything before I was even thinking of it. I'd be like driving in the car and I would go to grab something and she'd like hand me my water bottle and I'd be like, oh my God, that's so hot. Like, that was awesome. Like, that was like a someone knows you better than you know yourself kind of thing. That's what she provided for me. And then over time, I just saw how fucking awful it was, and how, like, obsessive it was, and how toxic it was, and just so codependent, so fiery, so angry, so awful. And, like, when we got to college, this was the one with the sister, the older sister that I would always hang out with. When we got off to fucking college, like, it was great, and then it was really, really, really bad. It was really bad. There's so much fucking bullshit that happened in that. Oh my God. Like, that one, I like had to fucking burn the bridge. Like, burn the bridge. I burned it all. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like, does anybody feel that way about your friendships? Like, some of them, you're like, oh my God, when I think of them, oh my God, my heart. And then other people, you're like, not fuck them, you don't hate them, but you're like so fucking glad I am nowhere near that person. Like, if it's up, it's up. It's been up since then. Oh my God. And then another friendship that I want to point out is like the ones that were also toxic, but that you like still have love for because you like absolutely fucking grew up with them. Like you're not close to them anymore, but like you engage and you just worry for them, basically. That's like my childhood best friend. This girl I knew for so long. And she just, in our adulthood, like her and I had a falling out my like freshman year of college. And I just told her, like, this is just a lot. This is just a lot. It was just to the point where it was like I couldn't do it anymore. And she didn't take it well at all. So like I had to do the friendship breakup on that one and it just wasn't healthy anymore. And throughout the years since then, like she'll just randomly pop up. She'll just randomly fucking pop up and like it's just so funny, like, the way I view that one. Like, I have love for her, but it's, like, more so, like, a concerned love. Like, I just really want her to, break those toxic cycles that she's in, and I really do want the best for her, so, like, I'll engage and whatever. And I have another friend who also engages with her, and, like, we talks to her, she talks to her as an engage. Like, it's a crazy thing. It's not a crazy thing. But I have another friend who, like, we will be like, "Hey, have you spoke to whatever?" And she's like, "I'm so concerned." And I'm like, "Me too." So we both just still, stay in contact, but just to check in and everything. But literally this bitch will like text me the most like unsolicited fucking ass shit like all the time. Like, and it's so funny. And I like when she texts me because it's always some crazy ass shit or it's sad and then I'm obviously sympathetic and compassionate. But like literally it's so fucking funny. So much so that I have like an album of our like conversation screenshots and I told her it's okay. I told her that I was gonna make a podcast about it one day. But I'm gonna do that one day. Me saying I'm gonna do everything one day, and then I'm thinking of the Dwayne the Rock Johnson quote where he's like, "One day or day one," and I'm like, "Fuck." I don't think that's like his quote, but there's a video of him saying it that I always picture when I say that. And I'm like, no. One day I will do this episode of because this bitch texts me the craziest fucking things, the absolute most bad shit fucking things, and it makes me cackle every time. Like she'll like, hey, should she one day fucking send me this girl we went to high school with ended up becoming a porn star. One day I see she texts me. I'm like, this is either gonna be some crazy shit or some funny memory, right? Of us or something. Cause she'll like always text me and be like, oh my god, remember this thing that happened in like high school or middle school or whatever, and it'll just make me laugh, right? And then or she'll send me like a nostalgia photos or something. And I opened my phone and she sent me this bitch's nudes. And I was like, out in public, and all of a sudden, straight pussy on my phone. And I was like, oh my God, please give a girl some warning. Like that kind of unsolicited ass fucking shit. Like, need to give somebody a warning. And then, like, I still answer, and then sometimes I won't answer her, and she'll be like, "Fuck you, Nicolina, why don't you answer me?" And, like, she's the only person that could probably talk to me like that, and it's just funny, and I just keep it there, and I probably will never see her in person again, but it's all as fucking well, Like, it's just totally fine. Yeah, so I texted her one day actually. I initiated and I sent her the Pina Colada song because that was a really funny song and it just came up on shuffle and I was like, oh my god, need to send it to her, right? And she's like, one of the most iconic songs ever written, and I'm like, seriously? And then she's like, remember when this kid we went to fifth grade with? She's like, remember when his house burned down? I'm like, dude, like you can't say that shit. She's like the cancelable friend that I just kind of like. She's just there. She's just there. And so I say this and all these random ass stories to point out that your friendships all look different. Your friendships all fucking look different, but they can also be what you want them to be. They can also be everything you desire and more because you can have all of those crazy ass fucking friendships, but then you can also have really great friendships, which is where I sit now. Those ones are still Just that one. Just the crazy bitch is still around. And I love her so dearly. Gosh, she's gonna laugh when she hears this. Um, but I say this again to like point out, really, really reflect on your relationships and what they are bringing to the table for you, because yeah, you kind of should be getting it. If you're giving a lot into something, you should be receiving things, and you should feel at least that love reciprocated, and like that they would show up for you, because then why are you valuing them at such a high value? And I'm not saying like treat others the way they treat you or whatever. I'm just saying, like, reflect on what you value in relationships and what you value with all of the people in your life, and be grateful for the things, because with that as well, one of the most key valuable life lessons I got was from this guy in college. And I was venting to him about specifically my college roommate that was the big bully that I was talking about in the 2 episodes ago. I was venting about her because I was something was happening, and I was just like, I can't talk to her about this and blah 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 blah. And he was like, hey, I have one of my childhood best friends, and he's like, and for some reason that guy's my absolute best friend. I would choose him over anyone every single day. He is absolutely fucking amazing, but I fucking can't talk to him about relationships and dating or anything like that. And he's like, and I just have to accept it for that. That's just something I can't, and I can find that elsewhere. And I'm like, ooh. And that completely shifted my perspective on my friendships, and how you can have many people fill different cups for you, because we have different cups. We have so many different cups and so many ways they can be filled. And in so many ways they can be filled, and I've been reflecting a lot lately on mine and where they are filling and fueling me, and where I am filling and fueling them back on an energetic level, on a love level, and just spreading the love even more. Because also, the more you give, the more you get. The more love you give, the more you will get. And yeah, just go and hug your friends. Maybe be like, hey, maybe be open to it. Like, even if it's like you're two big bro dudes and whatever, and you feel like you don't do that, we don't need a hug or whatever, just go give them a hug. Like, just accept this. Just love this. Just accept me, and just take in all of this love. Just take it in, whether you like it or not. You know? And it's like respecting people's boundaries, but also like some people just need a hug. And especially those people that are like, ew, don't hug me. It's like those are the people that need the hugs the most. And yeah, so I'm really excited to see what kind of friendships are in my life and that come into my life, and all the ones that shape me, and just being present and being in the now and being a part of the journey, and just enjoying this fucking chapter, because who knows what the future has in store for us. And I say that all the time, because we, sit there and we believe that people are, oh my god, these people are here and we're super codependent on them, and I wouldn't be able to move on without my best friend. And then it's like, you would really believe like the things that you can do and that you can find peace in. And it sounds crazy, and it's not that you don't care or anything, or that you neglect your emotions or feelings during it. It's just that you have peace with it. And it is possible in all things, no matter who comes and goes in our life. We can always find peace, and we can always find peace, especially in the present moment. And that takes literally just taking a deep breath. That can always center you and always bring you back. And yeah, so friendships are crazy. Love your friends. Fucking fuck the ones that don't appreciate you. That's for fucking sure. Fuck the ones that don't have your highest good and your best intentions in mind, and that aren't supporting you. And if anyone's bullying you in your friendships, and they're being mean and they're talking down to you, you should just tell them next time they say something like mean to you, like if they're like, oh, I don't know, you're a bitch or something like that, you should just be like, your perception of me is a reflection of you. Because it's true. People are only mean when they're hurting inside. Hurt people hurt people. So it really goes to show more about them than about you, also. And that's something I learned at a very young age, and something that has allowed me to be resilient and persevere through all of the friendships and all the mean girls, all the meanies, all the big bullies in my life. I'm like, you're just hurting. You just need a hug. And they hate that shit. They hate that shit. Kill people with kindness. And not because they hate it, but just because it's like, hi, I know that you're just hurting and that's why you're saying those things. Most of the time. Sometimes we fuck up and it's like, right, but that's where you can take responsibility. But that's, circumstantial. If people are just being mean for no fucking reason, then fucking tell them to go kick rocks, you know? Be like, hey, I don't like that. Why are you judging me? Why? You're literally showing what's on the inside of you when you do that. You can be like, I know all your deepest fears after that. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But yeah, super fucking dope. Super fucking dope friends in my life. I'm going to go visit some of them this weekend. I can't wait to go see them. I love them so much. I'm going to go and get so much physical touch and make them cuddle me so much because I need that shit. And I don't want to go on a fucking dating profile and just find a random boy to give me hugs. I don't want that. People have germs. I want good hugs. Real nice, lovey hugs, you know? So go get your hugs. Go love your friends. Go kiss the homies goodnight. Don't accept anything less than you fucking deserve or less than you desire, bitch. You set the standards. You set your motherfucking standards. The more negative behavior you accept, platonically, romantically, energetically, spiritually, fucking financially, fucking anything, the more you accept that, the more it stays around. But the more you say no to that shit, watch your life change. Watch your motherfucking life change. And it's scary stepping into the unknown, but you deserve, truthfully, only but the best. So, hope you all like this episode. As always, I love you so, 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 so much. And yeah, I hope you can reflect on your friendships. And, it's always good to do check ins too. It's just always a very positive thing to reflect on where we're at in life and if things are serving or not serving us. And I think it's always a good time to, why not? Here's your friendly reminder to check in. Is everything serving you in your life? Yes, great. No? Okay. Clear that shit out. Let's do that. Let's absolutely do that. So I love you all. Love yourself. Love each other. Peace and blessings. I'm out. Oh, actually, the song for the week, another Hannah Montana song, True Friends. True Friends by Hannah Montana. That's a fucking song I can sob to. That's a song I can absolutely sob to. Sometimes I listen to it and I'm like, so go do it, Go, or don't sob, but maybe sing it with your bestie or something, or serenade somebody, or just sing it to yourself. Either way, have fun, enjoy it, love yourself, love each other, peace and blessings. I'm fucking out.